How's it going, everybody? This is Pastor Chris coming to you with the Corn Talk for today, April the 30th, 2020. I hope everybody's been doing pretty good out there and dealing with your needs and finding ways to connect with other people, even in times when that connection can be hard. I wanted to talk today about something that's really been on my mind on um, what it is that church is supposed to be. And I mean church like the universal church, not any particular building, not any particular community. The entire Christian church in the world. And the reason why I've been thinking about this is because I ran across a quote this week because of my fellow colleagues out there who like to post things on Facebook from Rachel Held Evans. If you haven't heard of Rachel Evans, who I hadn't heard of until just I think 2 years ago, she was an extraordinary kind of modern theologian who was doing very interesting and contemporary things. And unfortunately, she passed away, but you can still find her blog post where she wrote some amazing stuff. But the quote in particular that really kind of reached out and hit me was this: Imagine if every church became a place where everyone is safe, but no one is comfortable. Imagine if every church became a place where we told one another the truth. And that really got me thinking because looking past COVID and our current kind of experience and things of that, we've begun asking the question, what is it going to look like opening back up? Are we making an attempt at normal, or are we making an attempt to make things better? And I think this quote pushes us to make things better, to want something on a higher level. But the thing that the quote doesn't offer is a lot of practicality. What if, imagine, if the church was a place where everyone is safe, but no one is comfortable? Those two words, safe and comfortable, are very specific towards how you interpret those words to be. What does safe mean to you? Safe means a whole variety of things to a lot of people. What does comfortable mean to you? I promise you that your definition of comfort is probably different from mine, and if not mine, then a whole range of other people. And beginning to break down this statement in what it means and what we could actually do to see something of a reality of this statement become real. And the first characteristic that I wanted to kind of look at that kind of spoke to me on this particular topic was kindness. Kindness is a trait, is a characteristic that when we encounter it, or at least in my experience, it always kind of shocks me. It always takes me out of whatever it is that I'm doing because it's so surprising. And that statement in itself is surprising. Kindness is something that we laud, that everyone who I know of looks at and thinks that it is a admirable trait. Yet at the same time, we want to get ours. We want to push ahead. We want to stand out. We want to distinguish ourselves from everyone else. And it's harder to figure out where kindness fits into that particular space. And being kind to one another, being kind to everyone in your life is a priority that I find most people have very high on their list that they make for themselves, but very low on their list that they do for themselves. And so what kindness is and what kindness could be, think about how different it would be if you went into the day and your overarching goal, your top priority, the thing that you were going to do no matter what, was to be kind to other people. Think for just a second on how much that might change your day. And you might be thinking to yourself, Chris, I think I'm kind of a kind person. I don't think this would remarkably change my day. And I think we have lots of kind people, lots of people who show kindness and hope and vulnerability and trust and love to one another. But is that the goal? Is that what they set out to do? And I feel like that would change the game. As always, the Bible is extremely challenging if you take it and really want to run with it. And for this in particular, I came up with the Gospel of Luke, chapter 6, verse 35, where it says, "But love your enemies and do good, and lend, expecting nothing in return, and your reward will be great, and you will be sons of the Most High, for he is kind to the ungrateful and the evil." Kind to the ungrateful. Lend and don't expect anything back. We look, I look at a long list of situations in my life that have disappointed me. Times where I have lended myself out for others. Be there for you in times when you're upset. Do things for you to help you with your needs. And I can look back and I remember very clearly the times in which the things that I lent were never paid back. In fact, were stepped on, kicked around. And I hold on to those. Resentment builds. But kindness isn't waiting for those kind of things. Kindness isn't waiting for the returns on the investments that we make. Kindness is its own reward. And you will be sons and daughters of the Most High. Think about kindness and think about how much it affects the way that you look at the world. Do you want to go out and change the world through kindness? Or is it a nice thing to run across every once and again? We'll be hitting this for the next couple of weeks, the practicality of this statement. Go ahead and write in the comments below if you have thoughts about what other traits might be involved in this vision of the church. Is this a vision of the church that you would like, that you think is appropriate? Let's talk about this. Anyways, I hope you're doing great. And if you're not, don't forget to call. Peace be with you.